7 to 8. So yeah, stop on out, check those out. Next week we have a green smoothie class on Thursday evening from nutrition coach Kelly Pender. She's going to come out and she's going to show us how to make some green smoothies. We have the following day, that Friday, we are having an angel workshop. There's a lady coming in doing an angel workshop, and she'll also be doing angel healing sessions this Saturday after. Next month, there's a number of different events going on, but if you want to go on to the Facebook page, you'll see what all of those are. But I do want to mention one that we have on June 9th. It's a Sunday, and that is fairly most of the day. It's a long workshop. It's 11 to 5, and that's going to be a chakra workshop. We're going to be going over a lot of very detailed information on the chakras and teaching you how to recognize them, how to recognize things that may be caused by an imbalance in them, and how to balance them, how to get them where they should be, and why it's so important for them to be where they should be. So again, that's June 9th from 11 to 5. Any more information on it, check the Facebook page and you'll see all the information we have on that. So again, any call-in requests for the Reiki today, it's going to be 484-945-2605. And that's going to be for the long distance healing. Now, with the Reiki is a universal energy that we bring in, and as a practitioner, we are simply the channel. We're bringing in that energy and we're sending it into the recipient. Reiki energy can be used to help heal emotional issues, physical issues, and spiritual issues. So it works on a lot of different levels. It will go where it needs to go, but we will try to focus it if we know that there is an issue in a certain area. The being is the recipient's not here. What we do is a long distance Reiki. The Reiki energy can be sent across the miles. There are certain things we learn when we're studying Reiki as to how to channel that energy across time, space, and to go to where it needs to go. And sometimes it's helpful to have a surrogate. You don't need one, but it can help. And so what I've brought along today is my little buddy here. We'll call him RD for Reiki Bear. And he is going to be the surrogate for the recipient. When I am focusing the Reiki energy, I will have my hands on certain areas of the bear, and then that Reiki energy will be going to the person that I'm directing it to. So right now we're going to take a commercial break before we get to that, and when we come back we will get started with some of the requests that I've had for the Reiki healing. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Anything of what I said? Oh, geez. Okay.
It's totally up to you.
Why don't I we won't just start over. I'll just come on and I'll say it seems like we had a little bit of a sound issue. I'll just give a real quick recap of.
And then I'm going to stop the recording right now. So that way when you post this or whatever, I'm going to stop.
Okay.
So, because the first one shouldn't go anywhere because there is no mic.
Okay.
So this one is going to go in. I don't even say anything about sounds now. Just start. How did you start off with your bear?
Well, I still want to explain because if we're going to start like a new show, they're not going to know what I'm doing
Well,
or.
that's what you want to. That's
So
what
I
you
want to
do.
start over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what we do. I know it's a pain in the ass.
But should I mention that we had sound?
No.
Because what about the people that have been watching it live? That's gonna if I'm starting it all over again and they're hearing everything all over again?
That's fine. You got it. What do you feel more comfortable?
I'll just briefly tell them, we had a little bit of a sound issue, so I'm just going to recap everything quick and
Yeah, okay. Is this music okay?
yeah,
And I'll turn it down so it's not loud.
yeah, that's fine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, welcome back to the Enlightened Path with Kat. It seems like previous few moments we had some sound issues, and we've got them resolved now. So those of you that tuned in at the beginning of the show, you may not have heard a little bit of what I said. So I'm going to recap a little bit just real quickly. I'm not going to bore you with going into all the details of everything, but I do want to recap for those of you that couldn't hear what I was saying. Again, I'm from the Enlightened Path Holistic Center, located at 1494 North Charlotte Street in Pottstown, right next to the Sunflower Cafe, if anybody knows where that is. And a lot of you have probably already been out and checked the center out, but if you haven't, please stop out and say hi. If you'd like to check out the website, you can see some of the things that we've got going on. It's enlightenedpath-hc.com. And I know a lot of you are big Facebook fans. We have a great page on Facebook, Enlightened Path Holistic Center, and you can see all the great events that we've got going on there. Recap a couple of those in just a couple minutes. If you are already watching the show, then you already know the link for here, but please share it out with your friends. Tell them to go to thepctvnetwork.com and click on the Studio 28 microphone in the middle of the page. And this show is every Tuesday from 4 to 5, and then there's additional shows after, so I'll introduce you to some of those at the end of the show. The phone number to call in here for any questions or requests, today we're going to be doing Reiki healing, so if you're calling in to request the Reiki healing, it's 484-945-2605. And you can call in during the show while it's live, but if you have any questions prior to a show or after the show, you can call me right at the center, which is 484-624-8095. I am there most of the time, so it's my second home. I'm there quite a bit. So you can usually reach me there or drop me a message on Facebook. We have a different topic for our show every week. Last week, I did go into a lot of detail about what Reiki was and the benefits of Reiki healing. I want to do that prior to this show so some people will get an understanding of the benefits of Reiki. For those of you that were not able to tune into that show or are new coming into this and you're not familiar with what Reiki is a universal healing energy that we bring in from above, and the Reiki practitioner is just a channel. We bring the Reiki energy through and we send it into the recipient. Reiki energy is used for healing on emotional, physical, and spiritual levels. So it can be used for many different things. Something as simple as a headache or a sore knee to something as serious as somebody going through cancer treatment or through an ongoing medical condition, arthritis, fibromyalgia. Prior to surgery, it's amazing to have Reiki done prior to surgery. That will help the recipient get through the surgery much easier and have a much faster healing process. We all have our own healing energy within us, and sometimes it's not doing everything that it needs to do, so the Reiki energy helps boost that. It helps your own healing energy work better with your body. It'll help it work better with any medications, any therapies that you're going through. It's not meant to replace what you're already receiving, it's meant to enhance it. It's an additional tool. So what we're doing today is long distance Reiki. We're taught as Reiki practitioners to be able to send the Reiki energy across the miles. You do not have to be present to receive the healing. We learn ways to send that energy out, and as long as you are open to receiving it and you've given your permission to accept it, then you're able to receive that energy. Again, you do not have to be present. You don't even need to be aware that it's being done at that moment. As long as you have given your permission to accept it, it will find its way to you regardless of what you're doing. Of course, it is more relaxing and more beneficial to you if you can sit down and relax while you're receiving it, but you don't have to. Another thing you don't necessarily need is a surrogate, but I prefer to have one for my benefit and yours. And what I've brought along with me today is my Reiki bear, and this is RB Reiki bear. I will be utilizing the bear to send the Reiki energy out to the people that have requested it. When I am touching the certain areas of the bear, that energy is going to be going into the person that I have in my mind. It's going to be the person that I'm picturing. I don't have to have a visual of what you look like, but I do just have to have a visual of a person. And where I'm intending it to go is where the energy is going to land. So I've had a few requests prior to the show of some people that were looking to receive the healing energy. A couple of them were going to attempt to call in but weren't sure if they'd be able to, but they requested that I did send the energy out to them. So I do have a few people that I'm going to get to, and I'm also open to taking the call-in requests, which is the 484-945-2605 if you're looking to receive. These are mini sessions. These are free sessions today, so there is no charge for these. I just want as many people out there to be receiving this. I wanted this to get out and benefit as many people as possible. If it happens to be during the show and you're trying to request the Reiki and I'm not able to get to you because we run out of time, if you've requested it during the show, I will take that request later and I will still send you the Reiki energy. You're not going to get left out. So don't worry if you can't get through. Leave me a message on Facebook. As long as it was during the show, I will send that Reiki energy out to you. If you are feeling the need for some Reiki healing and you're not able to get through to this show, or you're not watching the show, maybe you're watching it later, you didn't find out about it, or maybe you're at work, I can still do long distance Reiki. I can do small sessions, I can do longer sessions. Just reach me at the center, either calling me at the 484-624-8095, which is the center's number, or drop me a message on Facebook and just let me know what it is that you're looking to get, what you need it for, and we can get a time set up that I can do this for you. I can do it via chat, I can do it via phone, but I can get the healing energy out. So I'm going to try to get to all of the requests. I do have, like I said, a few people that did request earlier prior to the show that I was able to send some healing energy out to them. So I'm going to start with some of them, and in the meantime, if anybody wants to call in, I will get to you as soon as I can. If we can't do it live over the phone because I'm already doing a session and you're not able to wait, you can leave your name and just basically where you're from. And if there's anything that you want me to focus the attention on, say it's your head is what's bothering you, or maybe you're having emotional issues with the heart. If you don't want to be specific, which, if you just want to say the head area, the heart area, the leg area, that's fine. You don't have to say whether it's physical or emotional. I don't need those details, but if I could just have a general idea, because they are mini sessions, I'd like to go right to that area and focus as much as possible. So the first person that I would like to get to, she's from PA here. Her name is Sandy, and she's from the Fleetwood area. I do not have any specific area that I'm focusing on for her, so what I would do there is I'm going to do just a little bit of a scan, surrogating the bear for her, and I'm going to feel myself if I feel like there's an area that I need to focus to. And if not, I'm just going to do a general overall sending the Reiki too. So before I go into actually sending the Reiki, I usually do a little bit of a prayer. It'll be a silent prayer to myself. Then I will ask her permission. She has already given it, but I still like to verbally ask that permission, and then I can proceed. This is going to be a quiet show, so just relax, listen to the music. Sandy, if you're listening, if you could just sit back and relax for a few minutes, close your eyes, and just allow the energy to come through and allow that healing to go where it needs to go. If you feel like you need to call in, I know you said you were going to try, but if you are still able to call in while I'm doing it, that's fine too. I can still take the phone call. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, do my prayer, and then I will ask your permission, and then I will start the Reiki healing. And we will be quiet for a few moments while I'm doing that, but that doesn't mean the phone can't ring. Okay? So this first Reiki session, again, is for Sandy. And Sandy, do I have your permission to share the Reiki energy with you? Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. And I am going to send you a private message later with a couple things that was kind of getting my attention. And we can touch base with each other later and talk a little bit about that. But I hope you're able to relax a little bit. And again, I will message you later, or you can message me, but we'll touch base later. So thank you for allowing me to share the Reiki energy with you. And again, I hope you can relax a little bit more now. So the next person that I have that was requesting the Reiki energy, she is also from, she's a local girl. I'm not sure exactly what town she's in, but her name's Christine, and she had made a request to have some healing energy sent out to her. Again, I did not get any specifics as to any areas that need to be focused on. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pretty much touch base on everything. She has previously given me her permission, so I will still ask that permission for her. I will put a prayer out first to have this energy sent out to Christine for her high good, and then I will proceed to go back into Reiki mode, as I call it, and get the Reiki energy out to her and help her with the needs that she's been requesting this for. So first will be the prayer, then will be the request, and then we'll get back into Reiki mode. And again, if anybody wants to call in with any requests, it's 484-945-2605. And I will be happy to fit as many as I can in. We do have a short time, so we'll get what we can done. Okay. So Christine, this one is for you, and my little Reiki bear here will be in your place. If you're listening, please sit back and just relax for a little bit if you can. You don't have to, but it is more beneficial for you if you can do that. So sit back and just relax for a little bit. Close your eyes and just allow this energy to flow through to you and to where it's needed. And Christine, I have your permission to share this Reiki energy with you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Christine, for allowing me to share the Reiki energy with you. Um, if you'd like to message me later on Facebook, send me an email. We can touch base a little bit with where I was feeling that the energy really needed to focus a little bit. Again, we can touch base a little bit. And just as a little extra for you, not so much for you, but I'd like to also send a little bit out to your little buddy there, Francis. He's such a sweetie, and I'd just like to send him a little bit. So just very briefly, if you just give me a moment, I'm going to send a little bit of Reiki out to your little buddy, Francis. Well, thank you, Francis, for letting me share a little bit of the Reiki energy with you. Now you can go snuggle up with Mommy and chill out for a little bit. So, Christine, if you're able to be listening while the show's live, thank you again for allowing me to share the Reiki energy with you. And please sit and relax for a little bit if you're able to. Let that energy do its work. I know you've got a lot going on, and you've got a lot going on up here, but try to give yourself even just a few moments just to relax for a little bit, let that energy soak in, and we can touch base later and go over what you may have been feeling or anything else that you'd like me to focus in on a little bit better at another time. So I do have another person that had requested the Reiki healing, and they're actually out of state. They sent the request in to me from Michigan. They were going to try to call in, but I know we are on a different time. I think they're like an hour difference, hour behind us, so she may not have even taken that into consideration. So this is for Connie. Connie had also requested some healing, and she didn't really give me any indication of where we needed that energy to go, but I did kind of had some feelings while she was messaging me about where she'd like it to go. I'm still going to focus the energy overall, but there are some areas where I do want to send it a little extra. So again, I'm going to start with the prayer, and then I will ask her permission, which she has already given, but I still need to ask it. One thing I do want you to keep in mind, when I'm doing the Reiki and I'm using this bear, this is obviously much smaller than a normal person would be, so I am able to focus it a little bit better. When you see me putting my hand here and here, I'm actually sending it back and forth where I'm just trying to get a feel for an area that may be blocked or may need some extra attention. That's not something that I can do, obviously, with a person. My arms are not long enough. What I'll do when I have a person on a table that I'm actually physically doing a session for them, I will usually start at the feet, and I will be sending the energy up through the feet. And then I'll work a little bit on the legs. I'll work my way all the way around. I'm standing up and walking around them, although I usually do sit when I'm working at the head, and I will sit when I'm working at the feet because I do spend a little more time there. But then I will get up and I'll work around the other side. So what you see me doing here are very small mini sessions. A normal full session is a good half hour, and I am just very briefly sending the energy in so that they're at least getting some. So it is a little bit different, working on something so much smaller than your average human. But, when I've got a person on the table, I do focus it a lot different. But this little guy he's really been doing a good job soaking up the energy for me and helping me send it where it needs to go. So, again, let's get to Connie, and I am going to do my prayer and then ask her permission, and then I will go into actually sending the Reiki out to her. And this is going a little bit further. Again, this is going out to Michigan. I'm not sure exactly where in Michigan she is. I just know she's out in that area. So I'm just going to go into my prayer, and when I'm doing my prayers, I'm asking for the energy to be going out to her for her highest good. This is where I'm setting my intention, and I'm asking for the recipient's highest good. So it will go where it needs to go. And Connie, do I have your permission to share the Reiki energy with you? Thank you. Connie, I want to thank you for allowing me to share the Reiki energy with you. And if you would please get in touch with me, or I'll message you. But I'd like to touch base with you a little bit on some of the things that you're in need of as far as the healing goes. But we'll touch base, and again, I want to thank you for allowing me to share that with you. I have one last request, and this one was from a dear friend, and she did give me a specific area that she wants me to work on. So I am only going to work on opening everything up. I'm going to connect everything first, but then instead of going over everything, I'm going to work just in one area, just briefly. I'm going to turn my little Reiki bear around here a little bit because I want to do a little more work on the leg area. So this one's going out to Jody, and this is Jody from Pottstown, and I know you only wanted me to do this if I had time to get to it, but I'm going to make the time, even if it does take me a couple minutes over, we're going to fit this in. So I did want to get this on for you. So I'm going to do my prayer, and I know you've already given permission, but I am still going to ask for that. So let me do my little prayer first, and then I will ask for your permission, and then I will start the little bit of Reiki for you. But we are going to touch base later, and we are going to get an actual physical session in for you because I very much want to share it with you. So thank you for requesting that I send it out. Jody, do I have your permission to share the Reiki energy with you? Thank you. Thank you, Jody, for allowing me to share the Reiki energy with you. And that's going to bring us to a close of our show, but I would like to invite everybody to stay tuned for some of the upcoming shows. There's some great ones on after ours. We have Mystic Talk from 6 to 7. We have Heaven Talks from 7 to 8:30. Beyond the Veil from 8:30 to 9:30. And please come back next week. Next week we're going to have a great show on crystals. I'm going to have a co-host with me who's going to be bringing in some awesome crystals, and he's going to go over some of the wonderful uses of crystals, the different energies that they put out, and it's going to be a great topic. We're going to have a great show. So come on back next week, Tuesday from 4 to 5. And if you were unable to get through for any of the Reiki healing today, we will again have this once a month, and you can also get a hold of me at the center, either Facebook or call me, and I'd be happy to get something set up for you. So me and RB would like to say thank you, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
I've tried to be all I can be, and I've tried, but I just stumble on my feet, and I've tried, want to work it out, even though my heart is young. I'm not trying to change the world, I'm not looking for an easy way out, I'm just trying to be true to me.